Fair use, man. Fair use. So I want to get back to the two videos that I did, right? First, let's start with the Nipsey Hussle jump. Okay. I want to piggyback on Jay Marvelous. Shout out to Jay Marvelous. Everybody go check out his channel if you don't, or if you haven't already, and if you don't know about him, Jay Marvelous, right? He basically was saying that the whole Nipsey Hussle murder was basically done by the powers that be. He was saying that, you know, Nipsey Hussle was basically out of order, that he got involved with them, but at the same time he was still trying to do it his own way, right? He was saying that, you know, the fact that he bought the shopping center, you know what I'm saying, in his neighborhood, you know, that they didn't like that because it was basically a black man buying land and buying property and stuff like that, and they had a problem with that. He was saying that they felt like he was showing arrogance when he decided to sell his mixtape for $100. He also said that he was trying to do the Dr. Sebi documentary, which basically that was a big deal because, which I agree, because, you know, the FDA has not approved a lot of things that they should have approved. You know what I mean? Because as we know, like I've been saying from the beginning back in, this is big corporation business. You know what I'm saying? This is big time corporation business, right? So it's not really about trying to put out or approve the medicines that can help people. It's more about making money off of people. And truth be told, if you look at all the prescriptions that they're giving to people, they're giving you more problems than the problem that they're so-called fixing, which, you know, they're not fixing that problem. It's basically putting a band-aid over it. You know what I'm saying? And it's designed to make money. You know, that's all this is about. It's $1 billion business, the pharmaceutical companies, right? So they didn't want somebody with the influence of the Nipsey Hussle, somebody that was obtaining more influence as time went on. They didn't want him putting light on Dr. Sebi because that would mess up their business, their bottom line. If people realize that, oh, I don't got to take all these crazy medicines or whatever, these prescriptions, I can just, you know, eat the right foods and you know, consume the right food, right? And they definitely had a problem with that, so that is definitely a good point. Also, he was saying that, you know, basically that Nipsey Hussle he was independent, right? So he really was doing his own thing. He wasn't, and another big thing, another big point was, he said that he was trying to unite the gangs, the Bloods, the Crips, all the gangs of LA with the police department. And that is a big time no-no. We all saw with Tupac, you know, Tupac had that same idea before he met his demise. You know, it's the same situation, right? You know, and Tupac also was planning to start a black political party. He was the first one to start talking like that. And the man was only like 24, 23 at the time. So that tells you how far advanced he was. But, also, I believe he said that Nipsey was killed, assassinated, murdered, a day before the meeting was supposed to take place between the police department and the gangs, right? Now, I agree with him 100%. So let me clear up what I'm saying. Basically, on my video, right, me and Baby Roro's video, we was basically saying that it was done by the organization, the Rolling 60s, right? Allegedly, that's just what we believe. And I was also explaining how if you look at The Godfather 1, it was the same situation, that kick in the head. Basically, when Sonny took over for that short period of time while, the Don was recovering from his wounds and stuff like that. They set him up and they gunned him down, and then they kicked him in the head, basically to say, this is coming from inside, higher up, you're out of order, right? All this is still true. What I said, I believe, let me say that, I believe it's still true, right? I believe that it was done by, his own gang. But here's the thing, right? Now, here's where me and Jay Marvelous basically are on the same page. Of course, at the end of the day, I believe, right, the green light was given by, the federal government, or the government, I should say. The green light was given by some entity. Now, here's what they do. As you can see, the same story applies with Malcolm X. Okay, the same story. It was the government, that entity, our government, that wanted him taken out. And what they did was they went to his own organization, the Nation, to get it done. Same thing with Martin Luther King. Tupac Shakur. We all know that Keefe D or Orlando Anderson did not kill Tupac Shakur. If anything, I don't want to say, straight up that the man did it, but it was done inside of death row. But of course, the green light was given by the federal government. The federal government, or our government, I should say, let me just say our government, I believe, okay? I believe they wanted Tupac Shakur taken out. They had already done the whole process of destroying his character. When they put that bogus charge on him, that rape charge, sent him to prison. It was already an attempt on his life at a Quad Studio. And pretty much listen, Tupac Shakur was targeted ever since he got into the music business for the simple fact of the content that he was putting out on records. Okay, if you go listen to his first album, Tupacalypse Now, that was a political album. It was a political statement, and it was a lot of talk about police brutality, injustice against the black male in America and the black woman in America. And it was basically, it was a brilliant project, to be honest with you. I think both of his first two projects are very underrated, that being Tupacalypse Now and Strictly for My Niggas, right? But let me get back to Nip real quick. So Nip, it's the same situation. He was doing things that they did not want him to do. Whenever a black man, and I'm only going to say black man because I don't really notice this too much in any other nationality or any other race. I don't notice it. Like we don't have no rights. Technically, we're still not even considered a full human being. They never really changed that in the Constitution and declared us as full human beings. And I'm sorry if I sound like I'm out of breath. I'm walking, everybody, okay? Getting a little walk in, you know what I mean? I gotta, I've been smoking cigarettes for a long time. Smoking some other things too, but we ain't even gonna get into all that. So, I'm trying to clear my lungs out a little bit. But, he was doing a lot of things that would uplift his community. And why would they want that? Why would they want him to uplift the community? Why would they want Dr. Sebi's documentary to be put out where people can know the truth about how these big pharma and how the FDA is basically giving people medicines that is slowly killing them opposed to healing them? You know what I'm saying? Why would they want the gangs? First and foremost, they don't want the gangs united. They don't want the gangs united because that's messing up their business. The prison system. The prison system is one of the biggest businesses, and it's basically modern day slavery. Once you in there, you see what I'm saying? And they had that planned out ever since day one with gangster rap. You know, they had a meeting and stuff like that. Allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly because I wasn't there at the meeting. However, there's plenty of information out there that says that they had a meeting right before gangster rap blew up, that it was going to help them populate their prisons, which was a lot of the prisons was privately owned by corporations. Okay, so why would they want him doing these things? You know what I'm saying? He pretty much had went rogue in their eyes. You see what I'm saying? So what they did was they went to, I believe, allegedly, they went to his own gang, his own community, okay, and they set up this hit, okay? They set up this hit. And now look at Big U's dumbass. So let me not call that man that. You know what I'm saying? Let me keep this respectful, all right? But look at Big U. Now look at him. Now he indicted. Because now he's a loose end. He's a loose end. In fact, the whole gang is a loose end at this point. Well, at least all the ones that knew about it or that may know about it. You know what I'm saying? They're loose ends. So they can't have them on these streets. Keefy D is a loose end. He's talking too much. They done tricked that man into just basically saying he did a murder that he know he didn't do, and that we know he didn't do, because the cameras show that he couldn't have done the murder at that time. So I agree with Jay Marvelous 100%. You know, I agree with him 100%. It was the government that wanted this to happen, the industry, whatever you want to do. Because basically the industry, the corporations, and the government are basically working hand in hand. The corporations is funding the government. You see what I'm saying? So pretty much they can get whatever they need done. And that's the same thing that happened with R. Kelly. Okay? It was a big plan, a big scam. This racketeering stuff that they putting on these celebrities, all it is to get their money. That's all it is. That's all racketeering is getting the money. Okay? And it's giving them the ability to charge people for things that even though statute of limitations have went out. Do y'all understand what I'm saying to y'all? This is all this is about. And I'm pretty sure y'all know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? But still, look, all they did with R. Kelly, they got him with that racketeering. So now the government owns his property, right? They can seize his property, meaning his masters, his publishing, right? Then what happens is the corporations, they come right back behind and they buy it back from the government. That's all this is. All this is. It's a money scam. It's a money scheme, and it's their new hustle. Like I was saying, it's the new hustle. So Nipsey Hussle, man. Once again, rest in peace to him, and once again, free R. Kelly, man. Listen, I'm not scared to say it. I'm not scared to say it. Like a lot of these celebrities, these motherfuckers, they be shook, man. They be shook as a motherfucker. And I know that they be probably communicating with dude on the down low, you know. Let me not say down low because shit, I don't want people to get confused here, okay? Nowadays, that word, you know, you gotta say that word with caution because people might take it the wrong way. But I know they, you know, behind closed doors or on the sneak tip, they communicating with dude and maybe even trying to help him out. But the problem is they so scared to open their mouth. They can't open their mouth. They can't support him publicly because then they might become a target or their money might get stopped. You know, so that's what we're going through here. And shout out to Chris Brown, man. Shout out to Breezy, man. They just now tried to hem him up in another country. But shout out to him for having the courage, having the integrity, having the will to put that man R. Kelly on a song, man, and let that man, you know, say what he needed to say, which is, where's my money, okay? Where's my money? Because like I said on the last video, I mean, they charging big money, you know, they charging like $40-something for one of his CDs. I'm like, man, who getting all this money? Who is getting this money? Okay, who's getting this money? And as far as I want to say something about Tim Savage real quick, y'all. Hey, Tim, if you happen to see this, let me ask you something, man. I don't know. Maybe you have been in contact with her. Maybe you haven't. I don't know. I just know that I haven't heard about it. No one's heard that she's dealing with y'all. But look what you got now, man. You pretty much got this up and running as far as the parent movement, right? All y'all parents that was basically trying to shake this man down for money, giving him y'all daughters, whether it was lying about their age to him, perpetrating a fraud, acting like you was the daughter on the phone, Miss Clary, whatever. You know, it's like, what do you have now, man? You still ain't got your daughter. You still ain't got your daughter. So you ruined that relationship for what? Because you didn't even get nothing in it. Like, they didn't even use her in the courts. They didn't, you didn't get no compensation. You didn't get, I mean, like, you didn't get a damn thing. And I just don't understand, like, what did you do it for? Like, really? Like, your daughter, now she doesn't even want to have nothing to do with you. And it's like, man, what did you do it for? You didn't get nothing, man. Nothing. And I just want you to, I would love for you to tell me, how does this feel? And I ain't even trying to, you know, make you feel bad about it, man. Look, I wish all y'all the best, man, because I know all y'all was lost souls, man. Y'all all lost souls. Y'all was just trying to shake this man down for his money. And like I said, y'all is small time. Y'all was small time thinking. Small time thinking. Now, if you had somebody like myself or Baby Roro, you know, some real ones, some real, you know, thinkers, and in your corner or on your team, then we could have told y'all, man, y'all making the wrong move, man. This is a wrong play. This is the wrong play. Y'all is not good. Listen, even if, let's say, if you did get something, hold on, hold on, y'all, hold on real quick. Okay, I had to extend this real quick. Even if you did get something, right? Then what? Let's say if you got a little bit of money, a settlement, whatever you was trying to get, whatever you thought you was gonna get, right? Because it couldn't have been justice, because like I said, your daughter was of age, bro. Your daughter was of age. There was nothing there. You cannot put a man in prison because you morally have a problem with what he's done. That is not how this country works, okay? So what did you get? What did you get? And let's look back to my point. If you would have got anything, right? Then what? Once it's all gone, then what? Then what? Then what? Now the man, the golden goose, who had all the potential to end up getting his money, okay? He was gonna end up getting that. The time is almost here for them to have to give him his money. And that's why they did what they did. Because they know Section 203 of the Copyright Act, it demands them to give these artists the licenses back to their music. So this is why you're seeing all of this foul play with these record companies and these record execs with these artists. They use them up for 30 plus years or whatever, and then they end up putting a charge on them to try to destroy their reputation, try to destroy their character, destroy their image, like Michael Jackson, like Prince. And then when that don't work, yeah, it slowed him down a little bit. Michael Jackson wasn't as big as he would have been or once was, but he was still Michael Jackson. He was still the big time Michael Jackson. You understand? So once that don't work, oh, we'll just take him out. Just kill him. Allegedly. So look, once that happened, man, now R. Kelly's in prison. Now he's in prison. He can't do nothing for your daughter now. And your daughter, and since he can't do nothing for your daughter, now she can't do nothing for y'all with his money, I should say, with his genius, with his stardom, star power, you know? Because, yeah, he had the little stigma on him his whole career or whatever because of Aaliyah and because of the little tape that was manufactured by Barry Hankerson and some other people, Lisa Van Allen, whoever, Sparkle, whatever, allegedly. But at the same time, he was still R. Kelly. He was still a big time star. And even if his stardom was going down as far as his solo career goes, he still could have been making money because of his genius helping other artists like he did for so many motherfucking artists coming up in the game. I mean, the man's resume is undeniable. His talent is undeniable. And not only that, see, y'all love talking about what people, something negative they may have done. Especially as black folks. We love talking about our own on some negative stuff, right? But we don't never talk about the good things people do. We don't never talk about that. We don't never want to shed light on the good things that one of us do. Because we can't expect no other race to do it. And they definitely ain't gonna do it if we ain't gonna do it. Why would they? It's like this. Why would I respect your house if I come in your house and it's a crack house? You're using your house as a crack house, or you just got trash all over the place. You don't give a damn. What would give me the initiative to respect your house if you don't? So it's the same thing. Why would these other races, right? We always wanted equal rights, equal opportunity, to be equal, right? Which, don't get it twisted. We are equal. If anything, we are the original people, okay? And that's just facts, all right? That's fact. Ain't no alleged to that. We the original people. We were the original kings and queens of this planet. You understand? Mansa Musa, a black man, technically, statistically, if you if you do the math, was the richest man to ever walk this planet. Black man, okay? And that's a fact, okay? No alleged there. So it's like, why don't we ever want to respect our own or uplift our own? And all of us don't do this, don't get me wrong. But a lot of us do, man. It's like we get a lot of joy. Even with YouTube, right? I just be looking around, y'all, and there's so many black YouTube content creators, influencers, whatever you want to call us. And they just love talking about negative things. Negative things, man. They don't never want to try to, okay, if somebody seems like they're guilty, they seem guilty. But damn, it's like people getting a joy out of it, man. It's like we get joy out of talking about the downfall of one of our own. Like this Diddy case. Look, Diddy, I'm pretty sure, is a piece of shit. The way he's treated artists coming up in the game, and the way he made them people walk and get that cheesecake like that. But y'all gotta understand this. It's like this. If Diddy, let's say Diddy got in the game, right? And he's only learning this from some other people. So hell, if I gotta do all this crazy stuff and get on the couch and basically sell my soul and give up my moral integrity, you better believe he's gonna make the people coming up under him probably do the same thing, most likely. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. And who knows, he could have already been like this. This could have already been in his spirit. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, racketeering, right? that's not what that was at all, man. We didn't need to know this man's personal business. We did not need to know that this man was a freak and Jai Bazaar. He Jai Bazaar, right? All this was just to ruin his character and destroy his image. That's it. And hell, if they could have got the racketeering to get his money and his property, his assets, then you better believe that's what they was aiming to do. You understand? But the problem is they just didn't have that case. And for real, if you compare his racketeering to R. Kelly's racketeering, I mean, Diddy, you would think they had more for Diddy than they did R. Kelly. R. Kelly's racketeering case was just a straight joke. It was a joke. It was a joke. And Judge Donnelly, she definitely was in on the takedown. The prosecution obviously is in on the takedown. They did so much prosecutorial misconduct. It was a lot of judicial misconduct. And I believe even his own attorneys. I believe that R. Kelly's own attorneys, I mean, Nicole Becker for God's sake, who makes this error? Who makes the error in the opening statement and says that that the jury, you must find my defendant guilty? Oh, I'm sorry. I mean innocent. That you think the jury took that light? You think they took that lightly? I mean, it was just a big takedown of R. Kelly. It was too many people that would have had to answer some questions, and they would have had to deal with consequences if he would have been innocent, and they couldn't have that. That's why they sat there and did basically 12 hours of convincing the jury to convince him convince them to find him guilty. And obviously, if I'm hearing somebody say you got to find somebody guilty for 12 hours, hell, I might just say, you know what, let's just go ahead and do this so that we ain't got to hear 12 more hours. Okay. So it was a big takedown, man. What they're doing now with these entertainers is sad. It really is. It's sad. You know, specifically the black entertainers, right? It's the new hustle. I mean, I ain't never seen so many black men being accused of, rape and all that. And I mean, it's like they are carrying it like we're some sexual deviant animals or something, man. Like we're animals or something. How can you say that they're influencing people, coercing people with their fame and their money? No, it's the other way around. People are influencing and coercing themselves to get to these people's fame and their money, to get to this lifestyle. That's the reality of the situation. Okay, that's the reality of the situation. And I know I'm kind of like all over the place a little bit, but I'm still trying to get back in the swing of things, everybody. You know what I'm saying? I've been away for a little bit, trying to get my life right. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get my mind together and trying to get my problems taken care of, because I'm not perfect by a long shot, man. I've done some things in my lifetime that I ain't proud of or whatever. Nothing of that magnitude, you know what I'm saying? But I've done some cruddy things in my lifetime, some shicey things, but life is a lesson to learn, you know what I'm saying? Like most of my things I did when I was young, you know what I'm saying? When I was a teenager coming up and all that. And that's the whole thing, man. It's like they're going back 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, like with Bill Cosby, and they're trying to make people pay for something that happened 50 years ago, completely ignoring the possibility that people can change. Let's say if they did do something wrong, right? You wait 30, 40 years to charge them for it and to find them guilty for it? What about the growth? What about the growth that they may have had, as human beings? Because all of us are still growing. Until the day we die, we will still be growing. Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, whatever, it's crazy what they're doing, y'all. And I'm sometimes I don't even be having the words for it, but yeah, I definitely agree with Jay Marvelous. Nipsey Hussle, man, he was definitely, the green light was given by the government. He was doing too many things that they just do not approve of. They do not want anybody doing, especially somebody that is in the industry that they believe they own, or they believe that yeah, basically, I mean, that's basically what I'm saying. They believe that they own. They believe they own all of us, to be honest with you. We're all sheep to them. We're all just rats, man. We're rats in a maze to them, and that's what it is. That's the disparity between the wealthy and the poor, or the wealthy and the average, financially. That's just how they see it. We're expendable to them. We mean nothing to them, They want us to be basically batteries, robots, and since they can't get everybody to comply to that, now they're really about to start bringing in the robots. And now it's really going to get crazy, everybody. But that's another topic for another day. But Yeah, the green light was definitely given by the government, and then of course they went to his own crew, his own gang, the Rolling 60s, to execute the hit, just like they did Malcolm X. You know, Malcolm X was he was trying to go to the United Nations, man, and bring charges on America, man, for the impunity against black people. You know, the racial man, the racial treatment against black people in America. That's what he was trying to do, right? And once he started talking like that, it was like, okay, gotta get this, you know what, up out of here. Tupac Shakur, man, trying to start a political party, trying to unite the gangs, trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to make it better for the black male and the black woman, and really just the dis the disadvantaged period. You know what I'm saying? The minorities period, right? And of course, they went within his own organization. The police already had a hard on for him because he got away with shooting 2 cops. Okay, he got away with shooting 2 cops, and they never forgave him for that. You know what I'm saying? They wanted him gone ever since that. And the point is, they went into within death row to get it done. And I don't want to say no names, but the man was the head of security. He had the whole blueprint. He had the whole route on what they was doing. He told the securities that was guarding Tupac and Suge and them to not carry weapons in Vegas, in Las Vegas, on a fight night, Mike Tyson fight night, where all the you know, the gangsters and all the G's with money is gonna be there that night. He told them that they couldn't carry their weapons for what? For what? Okay, not in the casino, not in the hotel. Okay, well, what about on the main streets? What about on the streets? Why couldn't they carry their weapons then? And then the one security, Michael Moore, who did not want to follow that order, he said he's not taking his gun off for nothing. What does Reggie Wright do? And I didn't even mean to say his name, but I'm saying it. I don't give a damn at this point. What did he do? He pulls him off of Tupac and Suge, and he puts him over there with him at Club 662, where everything is nice and safe. Where everything is nice and safe, while these dudes is getting shot at, blasted at. He wasn't even there, but yet at the same time, he was able to call his daddy, you know, his police daddy, and and told him that it was Southside that did it. Man, look, this ain't hard, man. If they really wanted to solve that Tupac murder, they could have been did that, man, because it ain't hard. It ain't hard to do. It ain't hard to do. But I know one thing, it wasn't no Keefy D. They bullied Keefy D into saying that. And I guess he looked at it like, you know, he probably, a lot of these guys, man, is not, and I'm not saying it like they're dumb, because just because you might not have education past a certain level, that doesn't mean you're dumb. Because truth be told, the schools is not what makes you intelligent. It's not the schools. Schools only they teach your memory. They don't teach you intelligence. You know what I'm saying? They can't teach you common sense. But on that note, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Once again, free R. Kelly, R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle. Shout out to Jay Marvelous. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody, man. As far as content creators, keep doing y'all thing, keep grinding, keep on, you know what I'm saying, chasing that money, keep chasing the message, you know what I'm saying, keep trying to deliver the message, and let's try to do better, man. Let's stop trying to let's stop being so eager and so happy to report on people's demise, man. I mean, if the facts is there and it looks like they've done some grimy stuff or whatever, or some illegal stuff, then that's one thing. But look, don't we gotta do better, man. We got to give ourselves the benefit of the doubt a little bit more sometimes, but at the same time, we can't be no fools. You know what I'm saying? So don't get me twisted, but let's try to do better, man. Let's try to do better as a people, and keep putting out good content. Everybody doing a hell of a job. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. So Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to all the subscribers, all the ones that didn't check me out. You know what I'm saying? Welcome me back. Thank you. God bless y'all. God bless everybody. And I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this joint up. But it's gonna be more content on a regular basis. So be looking out for it. Time and reality speaking. Y'all know. Hit the like button, share it, whatever y'all want to do if y'all like the message. I'm not telling y'all to do it if y'all don't like it. If y'all like the message, then do that for me. God bless.